What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm kind of shooting the intro as I was working on it, as I was getting more parts. But anyway, this is a coil radiator, and as you can tell, I don't have the turbo kit on anymore. Not to go down a huge rabbit hole, but this is a 12.5 to 1 compression motor with boost. Not ideal. It doesn't give you a whole lot of room for error. That's why I always run E85. The issue is with all that compression, there's also a lot of heat in that compression. So I ordered a more efficient radiator on top of a cooler thermostat. This is 170 thermostat versus I believe the factory is 190. You know, I know on track temps are gonna rise, and if I can get it closer to 190 operating temp on track, it's kind of what I'm shooting for, instead of it going to 200 plus 210. You know, I'm not gonna push the car when I see temps get that high. What else do we get? We got a Verus Engineering motor mounts. Now that I have you know, the manifold, turbo downpipe, you know, the turbo is 20 pounds, it sits up there. This motor moves around a lot, and I just don't want fatigue and cracking and things breaking and warping due to how much it flex. Road racing, man, your heel toe at the rev limiter for a while, boost pressure, things are always moving. So that's why I got the motor mounts. Also, you know, it's gonna respond and communicate better to me. It's gonna add a little bit of NVH, but I don't care. It's pretty much track car. Also, we got the Verus Engineering air oil separator. I'm gonna have to modify that because this is meant for NA and I'm boosted. As you know, we start increasing, you know, cylinder pressure and airflow and all that other good stuff, you tend to have more crankcase pressure that we have to eliminate. And if we don't, you know, you have all that pressure on top of the piston and below it. It's not good. We need to eliminate that. You know, drain back to the pickup. You know, what else? We finally got everything from counter space garage to tune the car. I got a P tuning map sensor we're gonna install. We got a boost gauge. You know, again, just checking pressures. So that's kind of what we're doing in this video. Trying to keep it cool, trying to keep it steady. All right, well, first things first, we need to remove all this piping, do the intercooler, gonna do the intake next. One thing, once I remove this core support, as you can tell, I don't know how well you can tell, I had to kind of bend this out of the way, but I'll trim it, and then same the coupler coming off the turbo here. I'll trim up also. Disconnect this. Man, these are so nice. Pop those fittings off. Then I'll do, well, take this off. And for those that were wondering, these are a 12 mil. Then all this should just come out of the way. Loosen up those two down there. Next thing, well, might as well finish doing the turbo. I'm gonna knock out the oil return. Don't judge me, I don't have the proper wrench, but this works. Gonna loosen up the downpipe. Man, this wastegate dump tube fits good. I need to see what it's hitting. Oh, no, nothing. Alright, well, downpipes out. Just the rest of that coolant. Alright, so this will give you a better idea. There's the drain, I'm just covering it right now. Wastegate line off the turbo to there, and you can see the dump tube. Everything fits in there good. Man, having a lift would be nice. If you ever done motor mounts, ooh, sorry if that comes out loud. If you ever done motor mounts, you know you have to remove the header. Fitment. Oh, it actually came out, shit, a lot easier. Alright, so here's a close-up turbo. So this was just mainly to keep the heat down around the oil pan. I'm going to put some reflective tape on there to help on the oil pan. Obviously the sleeving works well. Here's a better shot of the dump tube off the wastegate. And yeah, here's the rest of it. Downpipe, all the other good stuff. The reason why we had to do that, because I got to get to that bolt there, and there's one on the other side, kind of right where the sway bar is. You can't see, we might have to remove that trans pin. But anyway, so knock on wood, no leaks on the pan, besides that crush washer is a little drop. Plus it gives us clearance now. We're going to loosen up this, you know, drain the coolant, put in the thermostat, do motor mounts. Hold it this way, do motor mounts. But I'm going to do that tomorrow. I just wanted to get the kit, turbo kit, out of the way. Alright, I believe we need to take this overflow tank out. I'm going to take this because we're going to use this hose to drain the radiator. One thing you can do, you can take this overflow hose, connect it there, and then open up the that yellow cockpit thing, and drain the radiator. Man, this upper radiator hose to come off the radiator, kind of a pain in the ass, but you gotta, I believe, remove that to remove the fans. Man, she is tight. Here's a close up. There's a side-by-side comparison. I don't know how well you can see that, but definitely thicker. Not huge, but a decent amount. Look at that. I'll show you a better shot, but fits in there nicely. Just gotta move the condenser, let everything line up. Time to take the thermostat off. They're just two 10 millimeters. If I can dump some water. Nope, not a lot. Alright, this one says, does it say the temp on it? 88C. The other one, I think it's 76 Celsius. Push it back in here. Looks like it fits like it should. Radiator's in, the fan shroud is in. I went to Publix and got some like distilled water, put it in there. I actually have some water wetter, but on the instructions or whatever I got with the radiator said do not use it. So I'm gonna do my own research there to see, because obviously with this being a track car, you kind of rather you want to run something like that with water instead of coolant for any leaks and issues. The Verus Engineering, they have 3 different bushing inserts. So it looks like all the hardware, some of the sleeves, nuts, bolts for the motor mount. Here you have blue, black, or gray and black, and I believe they're 70, 80, and 90, and that's basically I'm seeing if I can tell a difference just touching these. And yeah, for sure the blue is probably the 90s, and gray and black, the gray is probably going to be 80s and the black's probably going to be 70s. They recommend the 70s. I don't think they say why, but I imagine it's going to be a huge improvement over stock. You know, these things were built for comfort. Nobody wants a car with NVH. But this being a track car, I already have, you know, upgraded bushings, diff bushings, rear subframe bushings, lower control arms, bearings, coilers. Like, it's just stiff, and I don't care. I have the trans bushing, and now we're doing the motor mounts. I'm gonna start with the grays, the 80s, because if I ever need more, I can go up, and if it's too much, like if it's gonna rattle the fillings out of my teeth out, then I can go down some. Show you how to do these. You definitely want to get some kind of automotive grease. I don't have any of that. They recommend like the Seal Glide, which I think you can only get from Napa, but you just want to, you know, lube up the inserts. So all I'm going to do is slide the bushings in. They slide in nicely, just like that. And then now we just take our inserts and slide them in. Just like that. So that's what it should look like. Now, if everything is pretty flush and even, it should go just like that. And they should slide right in. I'm just going to put these in and lower the motor a little bit because it's like way off. Just get these dowels put in. Alright. Lower the motor a tad. And there are the motor mounts. Time for my favorite part. Not really. None of this stuff I love. And she goes. We also wrap the oil pan to help keep that cool along with the header wrap. I got the header on, turbo on, downpipe. What we're going to do next is hook up all the coolant. I'm not gonna put the radiator stuff on just yet. I'm gonna fill it, start it, and hopefully it doesn't leak, because that would suck if the thermostat housing was leaking, because it all has to come back off. So pray for me, hopefully no issues. Started it up and said a prayer, and no issues, at least not that I know of. No coolant leaks, no oil leaks, no exhaust leaks. Now what we're gonna do, I'm just gonna throw a splitter on it, kind of tape up the wheel liner so they don't rub the tires, and just take it for a quick drive. For sure, the motor mounts made a huge difference. I could just, even like my mirrors are vibrating, the steering wheel is vibrating. Just sits there around 160 to 170. I really can't get it to go any higher than that. Now, mind you, this is no hood, no bumper, and it's 71, but it feels cooler than that. So I like to put the bumper on it, put the hood on it, and see where the temps really sit. The oil temps were too cold for me. Obviously, once I get them up there, up the temp, especially on the track, I think we should be good. Obviously, I'm still testing out where I mounted the oil cooler off to the side of the intercooler, so we just don't know how well it's gonna work. Motor mounts are good. Low RPM, you really feel the car vibrate. When you're cruising, that feels fine. But yeah, a little cold. I like to see, you know, the temps 170 plus around there. And then, like I said, oil temps, you know, 190 and above. Under 230 would be nice. Well, there you have it. She's running a little tad bit cool, especially for the oil. This is really all that it's exposed. I mean, yeah, it has, you know, this custom ducting that I made, but yeah, a little cool. And in Georgia, it's definitely gonna get a lot cooler. Like when I woke up this morning, it was 46, and you know, I'm just worried that it will never get up to temp. So, like I said, I'm gonna have to throw the bumper on, put the hood on, and see if it would like just store some more heat, and see where the temps go from there. Like I said, this is 170 degree. It seems to be running, you know, a tad bit cooler than that. I can get the temps up to 180-ish plus if I just rev it with the fans off and there's no airflow. It you know, it gets you know, warm, but as soon as you start driving and get some airflow across the radiator, it just dips down. So it's doing its job. I was hoping to be in the mid 70s, and who knows, maybe with the bumper and the hood and stuff on it, it could get there. Yeah, I would like to see the oil cooler get a little bit warmer. I mean, maybe when it's colder out, I could just block this off for now. Other than that, no issues, no complaints outside of it running a little too cool. Never thought I would say that, but yeah, that's it. So now what we're gonna do, once this thing cools off, swap the injectors, the map sensor, put the blow-off valve on it, and load the tune from Zach from Counterspace, and go from there. So thank you guys for watching. We'll see you in the next one.